going on, guys? Greg here. I got a second saber for you today, second video that I'm doing today, and this one's special. So if you guys remember, about 2 months ago, I did a video review of a saber that I got that had previously been installed for a buddy of mine, Shaq Saunders, in which he had just an absolutely horrible install done. And he had sent the saber to me after he had won a giveaway for a free Nano Biscotti install, and he sent me the saber and basically said, hey, listen, like, this was a horrible install. Could you rewire it as my giveaway? And I was going to do it, but I did a review video on what had happened because I thought it was just unacceptable. And a bunch of people actually chimed in saying that they wanted to help right what had happened. So I'll get to who helped in a minute. But basically I started a fundraiser on my page. I got a bunch of people to chip in. And in turn, we were able to help Shaq, a member of our community, and produce this, which is a brand new etched leather wrap, brand new electronics Disciple Saber. So just let you guys have a quick look at this. Pommel. Sorry about the light. And then, like I said, leather wrap. So I'm going to get to everyone that contributed first so that we can kind of thank them, because if it wasn't for everyone involved, this wouldn't have happened. So I'm going to start with JB Garza, who we all know, and he brought me in and helped me, help kind of point me in the right direction of how to handle the situation, which included not calling the previous installer out, which I think was a great idea. And he was just like a great help. Then when it comes to the people who actually contributed to the saber, first and foremost, it was Robert over at Soroc Sabers. I have a list right here, so I'm reading from it. But Robert was willing to take the old Disciple, which was burnt, had a big gash in the back, the pommel was all chewed up, and he basically swapped and gave us this one that did not have a leather wrap, but it was brand new, basically. And he was happy to swap because he said he could have some fun with the old one that was damaged. And so thank you, Robert. Second, we have Pete Sandoval, who is from Pete's Powder Emporium, and he was going to provide a full powder coat for the saber, and then after it was etched and powder coated, the powder coat didn't seem to sit right, and we felt like that the etching was going to come out best left natural. And so Pete also did the leather wrap for us. So Pete, thank you. Ryan at Ronin Custom Armory did all the etching, which is it's beautiful. I mean, he did an amazing job. And all these people did these things pro bono just because they wanted to do the right thing. And like I said, he did an absolutely just a gorgeous etch, which is, I want to keep it, Shaq. I want to steal the saber. I want to keep it. I don't want you to have it. Adrian Tan provided one of his premium 28mm speakers, one of the bass, the really good ones, not the premium TCSS, like his premium top of the line speakers for this guy. And then I also had a handful of people who contributed on my page. They messaged me, they sent, 5, 10, whatever it was, a couple bucks here and there. And because of that, which I thank all of you guys, I don't have all your names, but I've thanked most of you personally. Because of that, we were able to buy a brand new Nano Biscotti V4 and a power extender and an RGB LED, so that we have a full color changing Nano Biscotti Saber as well, with an external recharge port, a momentary switch, an 18650 lithium-ion battery, and like I said, Adrian Tan speaker. And then one of my best friends, Keenan over at KSith Saber fonts, also allowed me to choose from any of his saber fonts and put them on here for no cost to anyone. So Keenan, thank you as well, because you were more than generous with that. And I used 2 of his fonts. I used Desolation 2 and The Count, which one of them is unreleased. So let's see. That is everything for this, and everyone's links will be in the description below and on my page, because like I said, there are a bunch of people that helped, and it's all thanks to you guys that this happened. And then I didn't say this, but I did the install as well. So Shaq, this is a community that you're a part of, and we're happy to help you and do the right thing. Like I said, I really, really hope you're happy with this. I know you're from Boston, so I am going to steal this at some point. Like I said, it's gorgeous. So I'm gonna get this booted up. And as I say in every other video, is the sound is on 2 right now. It's down low because I have roommates and I don't want to wake them up. It's midnight here. And yeah, so this is gonna start on, I believe, the count. Let's see.
It is obvious that this contest cannot be decided by our knowledge of the Force, but by our skills with a lightsaber.
So again, this is one of KSith's fonts, and this one is a different version of his count font, and this one's unreleased. So, Shaq, you're getting kind of an exclusive here. So. And the color, like I said, I just messed with the colors, added some random ones in there. You know how to operate the Saber, but there is one thing different about the V4, which is that there's a mute function, so mute on the go basically, where you're used to pressing and holding beep and you change a sound bank. Now there's 2 beeps. First beep is mute, second beep is changing a sound bank. So I'm going to mute the Saber. Press hold, let go. And now you've muted Saber, still. Oops. Oh, well. That's what you get for doing a cheap blade plug. This was just a spare blade plug that I had someone sell to me, and clearly it wasn't that good a quality. This wasn't Shaq's, so don't worry. The video will go on. Thank you. So, and then press and hold to turn off. And you're gonna hear that sound. Now if you want to change bank, press hold, wait for 2 beeps. This is Desolation 2 by KSith, and I don't know if this is released or not. I don't know, but... So this one has a pulse going on, as you can see. And then really, really unique hum going on, which is pretty awesome. And then the last one is Sacrifice by Shamim, which obviously not a KSith font, it's just I felt like it really worked well with the Saber. And again, this is an RGB Saber, so in the programming shack we can talk about this. But in the programming you can change the color anywhere on the RGB spectrum. So that last one was red with a little bit of green, and this one's going to be a blue-green mix. I'm going to cover it. It's a little loud.
You strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Never mind. Just because it's late here. And then... you can see that strong flickering that's going on. So there you go. Like I said, I didn't want to. It's late. I'm not going to wake everyone up with all the sounds. You know how it works, Shaq. And then pommel off. So a quick note for Shaq. This was a little bit of a cram-fu build, not really, but a little bit, just because of the fact that. Because you have the power extender, there's a couple extra wires, nothing too crazy. So normal, just, there you go. It's already ready to come out. It's gonna slide out. I know that, Shaq, I know you like to be able to take the chassis out all the way, but because of the way it's set up and because of the way the wires ran, I made it so that the wires run behind the switch here to give it a little bit more pulse. So basically don't pull the chassis out all the way. You should be able to pull it out enough to I mean, it can come out of the way, but it'll make it a pain to get it back in. So enough so it sits in. And then your SD card is right there, and your speaker is here. And what I did was and I'll show you all this in person, but the speaker is going to ride on the rods in a track. So you basically can pull it out just enough to get access to the SD card. So let me do that. It's tough to do with getting it on video as well. So there you go. So enough. As long as there's a little bit of slack in the wire, you're fine. That's more than enough room to get the SD card out. SD card's a little bit tight, but you know how to do it. Take it, pop it, needle nose pliers, pop it back in, and you'll be good to go. And then the speaker, you want to ride back in. I used extremely flexible wire on this because I have normal 30 gauge wire, and then this is some 28, but it's really flexible. It's made to bend, so you can see how easily it moves. And so that just will go within the chamber and just push it so it's pretty close. And then you can pop this back in. And normal rule, if it doesn't go in right away, pull it back out, push it back in. And then there you go, right there. Use the pommel to push it the rest of the way and screw in. There we go. And no rattling. And you're good to go. And you have kill key, just a normal little kill key. Then just pop that in there, and you are good to go. Like I said, the blade plug was just one so I didn't blind people, and like I said, it broke. So, but check, like I said, you're good to go. And thank you again, everyone who contributed to this Saber. It was a long process, a long road, a couple months worth of time of hard work. But I think it really came out great, and I'm really appreciative of everyone who helped. And I know Shaq is too, because he's been messaging me nonstop, thanking me for all that you guys have done. It's these type of little things that we can do to help someone in the community, and it's really awesome. And it's a reason I'm really happy and proud to be a part of this. So, like I said, Shaq, enjoy this. Don't drop it. Don't break it. Or break it. I'll fix it. I'll keep it. But really, this is something really special, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as we all have. So, thank you guys, and I'll talk to you later.